On Thai PBS World tonight, the Cabinet has approved a draft bill on entertainment complexes. We will discuss benefits to the economy and negative impact to society. An alarming descent might shock gold traders as the gold and ornament price have descended since yesterday. Is your occupation on the list of the growing or declining jobs by 2030? An international organization warns that administrative positions might gradually vanish. Hello, you're watching Thai PBS World Tonight. I'm Frank Kanshi.
And I'm Nat Bunna.
Today we begin tonight with the latest development of entertainment complex in Thailand. Once Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra has announced that actually an entertainment complex will help to boost the economy and tourism. So far, the Cabinet has approved a draft bill for an integrated entertainment complex as proposed by the Finance Ministry. Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra said that the bill is intended to promote investment, curb rampant illegal gambling in the country that will benefit society in the future. The Council of State, which is the government's legal advisor, will now consider the details related to the proposed project, such as a regulatory commission and clear guidelines about the types of businesses which will be able to operate within the complex. Last week, the Council of State made 6 observations about the draft bill and expressed some disagreement. One of the observations is that the Finance Ministry should clearly define the scope of the entertainment complex and whether it will only include hotels, restaurants, or other businesses, because there are existing laws to deal with hotels and restaurants. Having an entertainment complex law covering such operation would be a duplication. The Council noted that the Thai public's perception of an entertainment complex is that it is an establishment providing various kinds of entertainment and is not meant for gambling. If the government wants to set up a casino, the Council said it can do so by replacing the existing gambling law, which is obsolete and irrelevant in the present circumstances anyway.
Meanwhile, Jirayu Huangsap, the spokesman for the Prime Minister's office, said that casinos will represent just 10% of the activities in the proposed integrated entertainment complex project. He also insists that most of the activities in the complex would be a concert arena, an amusement park, a water park, as well as convention and exhibition halls. He dismissed reports that the Council of State rejected the draft bill for the project, claiming that they simply made observations about how it should be amended. He also said that the draft bill will be formally submitted to the Council of State for screening and fine-tuning before it is tabled in the House of Representatives for debate. Meanwhile, Deputy Finance Minister Julapan Amorwiwat said that he expects the draft to be submitted to Parliament within the next 2 months and is confident that the project will boost tourist arrivals by up to 20% and increase their average spending. But when we talk about entertainment complex in Thailand, people would automatically think of a casino. And when you talk about casinos, people would think that is the government trying to promote gambling? So that was the negative perception among the Thai people when Prime Minister Paetongtarn announced that they would establish the entertainment complex here in Thailand. And there are a few locations that they were considering, whether it's at the EEC area, which is Chonburi, Rayong, and Chachoengsao, and other locations that were also considered include Samut Prakan, Chiang Mai, and Phuket as well, because they are attracting a lot of tourists. So the Eastern Economic Corridor, which consists of the 3 provinces, are most likely to be the location because of its strategic location, and the government has been trying to promote this as an industrial zone.
Yeah, as the Prime Minister's office already clarified that only 10% of an entertainment complex will be designated as casino, but actually there are so many benefits for an entertainment complex, because we see the examples in Singapore, like the Marina Bay Sands there, because actually the growth of an entertainment complex, which of course provides the revenue to one country, would go to 2.2 trillion USD by 2028 in the globe. So actually this could be a good initiative for Thai government to get more revenue via entertainment complexes. But I have to talk about actually there are some disadvantages too, because according to the NUS, National University of Singapore, they already gave one research verdict, actually the result that actually gambling mine or casino actually will provide or lead to gambling addiction, emotional breakdown there. And actually Singapore government, they also have a restriction for a Singaporean national to get into casino or entertainment complex, is that Singaporean aged more than 21 years old, they have to pay more than 4,000 baht for one time to get in an entertainment complex.
Well, most of the casinos would have age restrictions to begin with. For example, even in Australia, if they see you walking past the casino, the first thing that they would do is they would ask, how old are you? Because they are trying to prevent teenagers from getting inside casinos. And like you said, it can actually encourage gambling addiction, especially among the teens. But then looking at how these entertainment complexes can improve the overall economy, we have seen several examples in other countries like Singapore, in Macau, in South Korea as well, and also Vietnam, Philippines, and Indonesia. It has generated revenue of at least 1.2 trillion baht.
Wow, that's a
for
lot.
that is in Macau. In Singapore, it's about 430 billion baht per year, and South Korea about 320 billion baht per year. And for other countries, it's like more or less the same range. So it has been a great study for Thailand if they really are going to consider establishing the entertainment complex. It's also the revenue and the strategic location. But then we will have to wait and see for more details.
And we have to see the benefits and, of course, the adverse effect to Thailand's society too. Let's move on to economy, because, of course, gold price fell sharply this morning since US dollar has outperformed and the selling pressure due to instability in the global economy. One of Thai main gold trading platforms unveiled the gold price falling below 44,000 since US dollars against Thai baht has increased and US bond yields has also risen. Investors expect that the US Federal Reserve will procrastinate a rate cut in Q1 since the latest US employment rate in December 2024 has recovered. One of the largest US gold trading firms has sold 2.3 tons of gold. That's a lot. For the closing price of gold, the market saw a sharp drop of 300 baht. Gold bars are now selling at 43,850 baht per baht weight, with a buying price of 43,750 baht per baht weight. Meanwhile, gold ornaments are selling at 44,350 baht per baht weight, with a buying price of just shy of 43,000 baht per baht weight there. The world gold price or gold spot stands at just over 22,600 US dollars per ounce, with an exchange rate of 34.7 baht per dollar. The trend in gold bar prices remains sluggish, while economic indicators have yet to signal a huge sell. Gold experts suggested that investors should be cautious of potential selling pressure. For those speculating in the short term, it's advised to sell some holding to lock in profits. So you can see gold market there. This is a very, very I think, prompt performance there to see if gold price will really go with the geopolitical tensions or the power struggles between several countries there. So we can see, of course, the U.S. dollar right now getting strong, so that's why gold price going down, and we have to see geographical issues, geopolitical issues there, and of course Trump is coming in on 22nd January. So that's why people are a little bit furious or actually frightened about the future political issues.
And when it comes to political issues, geopolitical issues rather, or the tensions going on, it does affect a lot in terms of the gold prices, because you can see that since the war between Russia and Ukraine, you can see that the gold prices have shot up, and it has not gone down ever since, because before the war, the gold prices was only about 28,000 baht, but when the war started, it jumped to 30,000 and now 40,000, because the ongoing tensions continue up until today.
Yeah, because normally gold is a very stable reserve there, no matter it's for a country or for an individual. But those fluctuations depends on that point. The timing is very important. And right now we are seeing, because of course the U.S. President-elect Donald Trump will succeed Biden's seat on 22nd January. So of course there are some still fluctuations there, but I think the fluctuations is not that high at this moment.
Right, and now let's talk about employment. With the increasing implementation of AI and machine learning, we will definitely see a drastic shift in the job market, and it is expected that more and more jobs related to AI specialists will be of high demand, and these will be the fastest growing jobs in 5 years' time. So the World Economic Forum has revealed its annual Future of Jobs Report 2025, where it listed the top fastest growing and declining jobs by 2030. So the top fastest growing jobs by 2030 include big data specialists, fintech engineers, AI and machine learning specialists, software and application developers, and security management specialists. While the fast declining jobs include postal service clerks, bank tellers, data entry clerks, cashiers and ticket clerks, as well as administrative assistants and executive secretaries. A lot of these fast-growing jobs are driven by technological developments such as the advancements in AI and robotics, as well as the increasing of digital access. The same report also listed out the core skills of 2025. According to employers, the top skill is analytical thinking. Other skills include resilience, flexibility and agility, leadership and social influence, creative thinking, and motivation and self-awareness. But when asked what would be the core skills on the rise by 2030, the skills on AI and big data are considered the fastest growing skills, followed by networks and cybersecurity and technological literacy. As the job market is changing, universities and institutions will have to make changes to their courses, including universities in Thailand. So the president of Chulalongkorn University, Professor Willa Puriwat, told reporters yesterday that the university will make some changes to the courses. He explains that instead of offering only bachelor's degree, they will start to offer more non-degree courses on subjects related to the modern job market to allow those to upskill and reskill themselves. This is also one of their aims to decrease unemployment among new graduates. The president of Chulalongkorn University also insists that all students and even workers today must upskill themselves in accordance with changes in the job market when AI is being implemented in many areas. So you can see that AI is disrupting all of the industries at the moment, and even the president of Chulalongkorn University said that all students and all workers, well, pretty much everyone has to keep up with the changes, and we must upskill and reskill ourselves and familiarize with these AI tools, because whatever job you're doing, AI will actually come as an assistant already.
Everyone, every individual, every business, actually right now, they have to utilize artificial intelligence to, of course, facilitate our work here, as well as as a journalist. Of course, we cannot use AI to read for us,
Yeah.
but we can use AI to check grammar and to, of course, there's some media ethics there for each job, not just for journalism and for each sector there. And we have to really use them in a very ethical way. And of course, AI is what we have talked about all the course since 2023 to 2024 and right now 2025 already. But for those declining jobs there, I think they won't really vanish because it's for those position holders how they utilize artificial intelligence or new technology to really work efficiently. Because we can foresee, of course, this kind of job, administrative or clerks, this number of jobs will decline gradually until in the near future. But how to utilize those AI and upskill yourself, that's the key.
Yep, and one thing to argue though, that even though some of the jobs may not vanish completely, but some companies may still keep these jobs because there's still some sort of human touch that AI cannot replace. So that might be their argument. But regardless, now it's 2025. AI is already the norm. And by 2030, AI will be pretty much everywhere and even just like next to us.
Or will we be replaced by AI? Do you think so?
Hopefully
I don't
not.
think so, no.
Hopefully not, but we have to say that we have been using AI as an assistant, whether it's checking our grammar, doing like another kind of research, but then they cannot replace everything because
I have to flag that actually in Thai PBS we already have AI anchor. So
yeah, we have an AI anchor, but like, well,
we have to upskill ourselves.
Yes, we have to
level.
upskill ourselves and use AI like in terms of like the benefits, but don't use AI as a replacement to everything because we still need to keep that human touch right there. And now on to another alarming scandal with the loan app pre-installed on smartphones. We talked about it yesterday, and the latest developments is that the smartphone company has stopped selling the phones with the pre-installed app already. And the Chinese-made smartphone import company has announced that from today, it has stopped selling OPPO and Realme smartphones pre-installed with the third-party Find Easy loan app, and that the application in question will no longer be pre-installed on OPPO devices. In its latest statement, OPPO said that all current OPPO smartphone users will receive an over-the-air update, which will be free from the loan app from January 16th. Meanwhile, the Office of the Consumer Protection Board has summoned representatives of OPPO to explain the pre-installation of the loan application. Prime Minister's Office Minister Jirapon Singhtuprai, who is in charge of the Office of the Consumer Protection Board, said that the board is accepting complaints from the phone users, and if damage has been caused, the board will take appropriate action against the company. She also declined to respond when asked whether the sale of OPPO and Realme smartphones should be banned. She said that the Ministry of Digital Economy and Society will deal with this issue and will also be talking to the company. And just to explain a bit further though, yesterday OPPO and Realme explained to the NBTC already that the apps were pre-installed and it was part of its factory settings, and they actually admitted that it has not been approved by the Bank of Thailand, and this has sparked concern among the users, and now some of the apps are trying to defend themselves that their apps have been approved by the Bank of Thailand. So meanwhile, the True Money and Essence Money companies, which are affiliated with True Corporation, announced that their True Money application, which provides electronic payments and loan services, are legally registered and permitted by the Bank of Thailand and must be downloaded by the user voluntarily. The two companies maintain that they give the highest priority to the protection of user transactions, and the companies say that they have also deployed AI to protect users' accounts from hackers and scammers. So this has caused widespread concern because, like, we have been talking about how people have been scammed through malicious links and even fake apps, and this has caused much concern because all of a sudden we have this loan app and they might be stealing your information, your photos, or your contact without your knowledge or consent.
But I think we have to get into the point that what is the approval process there from the Bank of Thailand? Because of course, I think these two Chinese smartphone companies, they already given the, of course, the proposal for these two cell phones that, of course, Bank of Thailand know that, okay, there's no this such app in the cell phone. But now, all of a sudden, we see this app in. So what's the punishment there? What's the approval process? Punishment is just a fine or there some temporary prohibition for Realme and OPPO selling their cell phones in Thailand. That's the point that we have to know. What's the approval process? And the investigation should be deeper.
Exactly.
Than now. Yeah. So I think we will wait for the authority to give us more details about this case, and we will see how the investigation goes because we will watch that for now. Yep. All right, another issue we have to talk about, actually it's a very hot topic, not just in Thailand, in the world, that countries, they actually plan to invest in cryptocurrency as a strategic reserve, but Thailand has been slow to amend its policy on digital assets. CEO of a Thai blockchain platform, BigCorp, the CEO Jirayu Sapsisopa, emphasized that Thailand must prioritize establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve to unlock economic growth. And this is my conversation with Jirayu Sapsisopa here.
I talked about the importance of the country, like Thailand, urgently taking action on the national Bitcoin strategic reserve, because the US is taking the action. Yep. They have about 1% of all the Bitcoin in circulation right now, and they're going to buy more Bitcoin in the next 5 years until they reach about roughly 5% or 1 million Bitcoin in the next 5 years. Every other country is adopting this Bitcoin strategic reserve. National Bitcoin strategic reserve, publicly listed Bitcoin strategic reserve, personal strategic Bitcoin reserve. So there's this arms race, and it's the biggest, inaction that causes the biggest opportunity cost. Yeah. So I talked about that as the first thing in the book. And the second thing that I talked is about creating a financial platform of the future.
Somehow the public sector, not just in Thailand, other world, other countries is quite conservative when they have the new initiative.
Right.
How can you push forward, as in when you talk to the government officers, no matter Prime Minister or the high-end official officers there, what's the chance to unlock this strategic initiative to get Bitcoin as a strategic reserve? Because we haven't seen any practical policy yet.
Yeah. Thailand is very conservative. We always have to wait and see what Singapore is doing. We need to copy Singapore. If Singapore doesn't take action, we will not take action. We are very conservative. And coming from a private sector, all we can do is education. We have to provide as much information as possible. Come out and voice out as one of the Thai citizens. We have a collective responsibility, I think, to educate the market, to voice out the vision of the future. But it's not really up to us to, and I don't think we know how to navigate the red tapes, right? I think that's the difficult part. How do we navigate this red tape to convert the inaction towards action, actionable tickets, acquire this Bitcoin strategy reserve ASAP. I don't think we're in that position to navigate the red tapes ourselves.
Do you think it's too late to implement the strategic reserve for Bitcoin for Thailand?
It's not too late because only the major countries are taking action, like the China, US, UK, UAE region, Ukraine, Russia, but not the rest. There are 197 countries. Yeah. So I'd say the top 10 countries are taking action. And the other, I don't know, maybe this year, 20 more countries considering into passing the bill into their parliament. Yeah. It's not too late. We're still in the early phase, but the cost of inaction is going to be so expensive. The longer it takes us to decide, the more expensive it will cost the country.
Okay, actually in the interview, I think Jirayu Sapisopa here, the CEO of B Corp, also emphasized about Thailand's conservative policy because he said that, quote, we always have to wait and see what Singapore is doing and we need to copy Singapore, unquote here. So we can see, of course, the United States, China, Middle East, even in Asia, our neighbor Bhutan already have the Bitcoin strategic reserve for more than 100,000 Bitcoins there. And if Thailand wants to buy the equal numbers there, we have to pay 6 times more than Bhutan paid 2 years ago. That's a lot of investment.
Right, a lot of investment, and cryptocurrencies has been around for many years already, but we have noticed that the regulations remain very outdated for Thailand because it seems like Thailand has been reluctant to make changes, and maybe it's because they are scared of fraud.
Yeah.
So that is like a very big issue in Thailand at the moment.
And the authority actually, of course, is the government and the Bank of Thailand too, because they said that they want to propose kind of a digital Thai baht or stable coin for Thailand. But we've heard this kind of plan maybe like 2 to 3 years ago, but we haven't seen the implementation there. And of course, people will say that fraud, one side of group will say that, but you see big powers like the United States, China, Saudi Arabia, countries in the Middle East, they already put their investment in. So how about Thailand? Maybe according to the CEO, Thailand could lead Southeast Asia or ASEAN for digital asset there, but we haven't seen that coming.
Exactly. And that wraps up tonight's edition of Thai PBS World Tonight. Join us every Monday and Tuesday at 6 p.m. on Thai PBS World's Facebook and YouTube Live. And don't forget to follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest updates about Thailand as well as analyses. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ